Okay, so the first thing I want to call your attention to is what the interest or coupon stream looks like. So what you're going to see with the 5% annual coupon bond is that every year it's paying $50. So at the end of year 1, you get sent a check for $50, the end of year 2, etc., all the way through year 10. Then at the end of year 10, when the bond matures, you also get returned your principal, or the face value of the bond, which is $1,000. And so if you're looking at this and saying, geez, how would I value this? Well, we're trying to find the value of the bond today. So it is a present value problem. Which formula do you think you need? If you answered both, you're absolutely correct, because this top part here, the coupon or interest payments, by definition, is an annuity. Take a look at it. A fixed stream of 2 or more equal payments over time. That's an annuity. What about the second part of it, your face value? That's a one-time payment. It's a lump sum that they're going to pay you back when your bond matures in 10 years or 20 years or whatever. This is a 10-year bond, so it'll occur in 10 years. So we have to actually use both formulas to figure out the value of a bond. So I've written out below here, might have to juggle this just a little this way. I've written below here, sorry about that, the 2 calculations that I have to do to find the value of this bond. And so essentially, I've got 1,000 times, and this is the PV formula for a one-time payment, 1 over 1.05 to the 10th. Down here I've got the annuity part of it for the coupon or interest payments, 50 times, and I'm using PVIFA. So when I figure both of these out, what you should get are the following. The first part of it, actually, do this real quick just to make sure. Is $613. You know, I'm going to go ahead and carry it out to 3 digits just for purposes of illustration on this first one because I want to get as precise as I can. So 613.913 is what I have there. Try it on your own calculator and see if you don't get the same answer. Hopefully you do. And then for the annuity part of it, I get 386.067. Okay, so when I add these 2 together, guess what I get? Wow, $1,000. Isn't that strange? Well, no, it's not strange, because right now I haven't given you any other information like changing interest rates to value this bond any differently. So this bond's face value is going to equal its current value. Exactly what it's worth right now is what I'm paying for it. So I would pay $1,000 to get this bond today. Now, where bond pricing starts to get interesting is when interest rates change, and interest rates are always changing. So let's take a look at this bond, and I'm going to change 2 parameters on this particular bond. First of all, I'm going to make it 2 years later. So what changes after 2 years? Well, after 2 years, if I've held this bond and then I want to sell it, I've gotten this interest payment and I've gotten this interest payment, but the rest of them are still there. How many are left? 8. All right, so I'm going to revalue this bond in 2 years, and the other change I'm going to make, in addition to the fact that it's 2 years later, is I'm also going to make the change that interest rates have gone up or down. For this first illustration, I'm going to say that interest rates on comparable debt now, instead of being 5%, are 6%. So when interest rates go up, what happens to bond prices? Absolutely right, they go down. So if you get an answer that's not under $1,000, you made an error on this one. Let's go ahead and take a look and calculate the value of this bond.